Were you ever like a weird loser, kind of just
Of course.
uggo?
No contact. I couldn't even look at people in the eyes, dude.
Me too. I was so scared of girls.
Dude, I used to put makeup on my face.
Dude.
I used to hate my moles on my face. So I put makeup on it.
Dude, me too.
What?
I put on like concealer on my
What the fuck? No
gotta-
one's ever related to me on this.
Wait.
No one's ever. Is there an air horn sound we can use?
I got a concealer pin right.
What?
32 years old. Holy fucking shit, folks. That's right, it's me, your host of the Practical Advice for Weird Little Guys Being Cool Too Long of a Title podcast, and we are somehow against all odds, just like the 47th President of the United States, back for some fucking reason or another. Who the hell knows? I can't believe we did it. I've overcome so many financial obstacles, folks. The pod has returned. I want to give a quick shout out to all my listeners who reached out and said, what the hell are you doing? Bring the pod back. You suck. You're fucking gay, etc. Shout out to you boys. We did it. And I'm not talking about the election. I'm talking about the podcast. With that being said, I am so thrilled to introduce my motherfucking guest today. And folks, he's a cutie. Woo! Give it up in the studio audience, everybody, for the one and only Usama, Sadi. What's poppin', brother?
Bro, I'm so glad you brought the podcast back, bro, because every time you don't do this podcast, a school shooter is born. You need to do this podcast so people stop their hands off the guns and listen to your shit.
Yeah, I should have done it pre-election. I think this is partly my fault.
Election day podcast is crazy.
Yeah.
I was texting Tucker. I was like, "Hey man, I'll be there." He's like, "Yeah, I'll see you there." But what he wanted to text me was like, "I think I'll be firebombing the Capitol today, so I might not be available."
Yeah, I was like, "Oh right, a podcast. Let me put down my Molotov cocktail,
my Perrier cocktail."
Yeah, let's talk about pussy
That's
instead. Jesus Christ. Usama, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I just want to say, first off and up top, I find you hilarious.
Thank you, buddy. Likewise.
And no homo, handsome.
Likewise, dude. People have said I'm the Brown Tucker, which has been one of the biggest insults of my life.
I was about to say, the disrespect is...
But if people called you a white Usama, wow, what a win.
Yeah, that's like my dream. Holy shit, wow.
I feel like you started comedy a little later, right? You came into New York when?
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
Right. It's a little newer. I've been here like 10 years. So it's like this mantle of like, hey, here's this guy with earrings that fucking smiles nice for the new crop of comics.
You need one cutie pie that can put a couple earrings in there. Let me ask you this, man. So you're from Canada?
I was born in Canada, but I'm from Texas. I grew up in Texas.
Okay, what part of Texas?
Dallas. Plano.
A beautiful area.
What about you?
I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, bro, it's that southern energy we got.
Yeah, it's the southern charm.
A little bit, dude.
Now, let me ask you this, and I'm going to get right into it.
Oh, God. Palestine? I'm for it.
Yes, we're pro.
Okay.
Don't never forget. But what's actually kind of related. You're a hot brown guy.
What's up? And likewise.
What is? Do you find that to be something people don't expect out of brown people?
Sure.
I know is that offensive?
No, not at all, bro. Well, you know what's interesting is like, obviously there's cool brown people and cool minorities everywhere, right? Yeah. The media somehow does not show any of that, right? It's like every time there's a brown guy on screen, he's like, "Hello, I'm a loser with Nordic," you know, and he's like 9 PhDs, but he can't get a girl to save his life. And he drives a taxi and is also a mathematician, but also drives a taxi. We can't escape this, right? But the truth is, on the boots, on the ground, everyone's fucking everybody, right?
Yeah.
Now, I will say this, the more hood the location, the less they've seen the confident version of that minority.
Oh, interesting.
So someone in like, Bushwick, you're not going to be the first brown guy. Yeah. You're not. Like, no, actually, you're my 19th brown dude. You're my first cis brown dude. I've only fucked brown lesbian femboys until now. But if you go to, like, say, East New York, where I was living in Canarsie a little bit, you're dating around there, these hood chicks do not know anything about you.
Right.
They think you're Guyanese. They don't even know what the fuck you are.
Right.
They're like, what? Bengali? What the fuck? I'm like, halal cart. They're like, ah.
Okay.
So, like, in some locations, they've never seen it at all. Right. Either way, you stay the same. You're just being yourself. But it's more novel and maybe in places where they don't see it as much.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like,
do you find that frustrating, or you find it kind of exhilarating?
I love it, dude.
Yeah,
I love it. Let me. I know that I'm chill. I know I'm chill. I know I'm cool. Yeah. I know you're gonna like this. You know, or you might hate it. People have hated it many times before.
Are women hating it? I feel like you just go on a date and they're like, "Wow, we got one." You're so charming, bro.
Thank you, bro. I enjoy people. It's like a thing from my soul. I enjoy human beings. I think they feel that, right? I've lost before too.
Well, tell me about a time you lost. When are you walking into a date and a woman's like, "No, thank you"?
Dude, I've had some good Hail Marys too, where like the date's terrible, horrific.
Yeah.
And the last second, I'm like, "You want to fuck though?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, none of my jokes worked. You hated my everything. You said you're racist. You have a swastika, and you're like, "Yeah, I'll fuck you." What?
That is my move, baby. Make no mistake.
You're the last Hail Mary. Like, this is terrible. You want to just do it?
And it does not always land, but sometimes it's a 65-yard touchdown.
I think you gotta. If you're gonna never get to see this little guy, why not be like, "Hey, you know, what's up?"
Yeah.
Obviously, like fucking, feel the vibe out. Sometimes, wait, what's one time it really went bad?
If you don't have an example.
No, I'm trying to think of like one that really went bad. That's kind of like really went kind of bonkers.
Well, you know what I've been doing? I've been practicing radical honesty on dates recently.
Yeah.
Like last night I had a date and we were watching the election and she was like, "Who'd you vote for?" And I was like, "I did not vote."
Whoa.
And she did not like that.
Wow.
But then I was like, at the end of the day, like, you got to know that about me now, that I'm not voting for these sociopaths.
Bro, again, it's a lack of neediness that's very powerful, dude.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think when you have the neediness, because again, if you're like a nerd or a weirdo, right?
Yeah.
And you find your confidence, say like through comedy, and like now all of a sudden you're kind of cooler, more female attention. You start needing the attention for your own self-happiness. And buddy, does it last long? Does that era last long of like need to fuck or be wanting or having to at least want to fuck?
Right.
For me to feel like an awesome person.
Right.
And that lasts 10 years at least for most dudes.
Right.
At least. People don't get out of it, bro.
Yeah, they get stuck until they die.
You know when they fucking get divorced and they have like some hot piece later, you're like, "You're still in this?
Yeah.
You want to get a hot girl? What?"
The validation. It's just like a
Brutal.
male
It's
validation.
brutal, right? Both females and males have nefarious ideals that Western culture has handed down, right? For women, it's stay as thin as possible or you're ugly, right?
Yeah.
For men, it's fuck as much as possible or you're lame, right?
Yeah.
These two concepts have destroyed both of us across time and space, right? So the fucking validation matrix that we're all in, all it does is make us need the fuck to be cool. Like, "Oh, I'm awesome now." And the hotter the girl you fuck that night, the more that'll last. The validation feeling of I rock will last longer.
Go tell your boys, they're like, "This guy rocks."
If you're feeling a weird day, you're like, "But I fucked that one baddie." And the hotter she is, the more in our bodies will be okay.
Right. Yeah.
Until that next itch.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what I used to do in high school and shit. I would lie. I'd be like, "Yeah, we've fingered each other or whatever,"
Dude,
just to get that feeling.
I would,
just so my friends could be like, "He ain't a loser."
It's weird, bro. And it's like the friends are also the ones that are doing the same shit. It's like,
we're all
no one's getting fingered, but there's 9 fingering stories.
Yeah. I'm going, "Yeah, she fucking back of the car. Don't ask her about it though. Please don't ask her."
Which car? You don't have a car. It's the car, dude. It's the car we found. You go to a different auto shop. This car.
Well, dude. So one of the things I always talk about on this show as well is that I find the big difference between men and women as well is because women have like a biological clock where they're trying to find a perfect guy. Not like perfect guy, but like they're like, my value is at a certain level right now. I cannot be using it to bag a loser.
Okay, sure.
And
sure,
so
of course.
A lot of men get upset and they're like, "But I like you. Why can't we get along?"
Right.
You're like, she's like, "You're a loser and I need to find someone great now."
Dude, and then guys are like, "Well, you just want some asshole, right?" It's like, dude, instead of getting angry, how about you just work on yourself?
Yeah, and maybe understand where she's coming from. She's going, "I need to find someone because what the fuck else am I going to
Okay. Get a quick breakdown of why people think women like assholes. It's not just that. It's not just a mean guy. That's not why they like this person. It's not, "Oh, he's mean, so I'm horny."
Right.
It's this man doesn't need me, and I see that, and that makes me horny.
Right.
This man is being himself completely. That makes me horny.
Yeah.
Low neediness, high vulnerability. These two things, that guy has it. That fucking asshole with the fucking, "Hey, I want to fuck you." That's not needy. He says what he wants, and high vulnerability, being real.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose so many women from that vibe. But then that one person's like, hey, yeah, that's pretty real. But you know who you're never gonna get? Is the guy who's like, hey, can I massage you and talk about your day? Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
1 out of 35 wants the other guy. -3 out of 35 want the fucking simpy little bitch.
Precisely. And do you think you learned that at some point in your life? Were you ever like a weird loser, kind of just
Of course.
Uggo?
No contact. I couldn't even look at people in the eyes, dude.
Me too. I was so scared of girls.
Dude, I used to put makeup on my face.
Dude.
I used to hate my moles on my face. So I put makeup on it.
Dude, me too.
What?
I put like concealer on my
What the fuck? No one's ever related to me on this.
Wait.
No one's ever. Is there an air horn sound we can use?
I got a concealer pin right. 32 years old. If you're a listener, I have a concealer pin in the studio.
I have never met somebody who's straight who has done this. So I get this is before I had any women into me. I was just hated my face. So I would go in the morning to my mom's bathroom every morning, and I'd put on foundation badly.
Wow.
I looked like fucking Rambo First Blood every time I walked out because it was just not well done. I thought I was so slick. My mom every day she was like, "You look like Halloween right now." I mean, I just didn't give a fuck. I was like, I need this. Then I kept wearing it all the time. Any school trips, I wore it all the time. And then one day, my first girlfriend in college was like, "You know, we all know you put on makeup, right?" Oh, that was so brutal that I stopped that day.
Yeah, that's.
And I just found my own self confidence after that. I was
a
like,
good woman to go. Hey, I got to tell you,
dude, my first Bridja. Much love. She's married now.
Shut up.
You know. Anyway.
Well, and where do you think that when you were younger, that like desire to like be like a handsome and charming guy, was that something from your childhood where you were like I was a big loner.
Sure.
And I always wanted to like prove people wrong that I wasn't like a loser. So
okay.
I always like worked on myself physically and like to overcome these like insecurities.
Sure.
Yours comes from an insecurity.
Interesting. I mean, we have friends though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
like barely. Like you know, I had people who would talk to me, but they wouldn't invite
just
me
the girls at Sephora. They would say hi to me, and I'd be like, hi back, and that was my friends.
Yeah. It was me and the chicks I'd finger in the car, you know?
Fingering me. I want that concealer. Yeah. That's fingering that concealer. Dude, no, I had good friends that were also nerds. So I like a bunch of scrawny, weird brown kids became like a friend group. My boys, Arjun, Shishto, Rupak, Shouts. And so these guys were like my boys, and we were all together, but we were also pretty real. We were like, no one's fingering, right? Like, we were just Muslim. They're Hindu, Muslim. And we were just like, you know, there was like a negative thing to want girls anyway, you know, in middle school, because our cultures were very traditionalist, right? Yeah. So I had good friends, but I established myself that I was ugly.
Yeah.
So, you know, have you ever played MASH?
No.
You know that game with like where girls play? Where like, how much would you? Which kind of house would you get? Who are you gonna marry? How much money are you gonna have?
This thing where you open it and close it?
There's variations of it, but basically it's some like fortune game where you use people in the room, and you play like, who are you gonna marry? Who's gonna give you how much money? What kind of house are you gonna have? Right. So we're playing. The girls are playing MASH during algebra, right? And out of nowhere, Kavita Selvin starts crying in class. Middle of class, she's teaching like fucking equations. Miss Swanson's like, "What's going on there, honey?" Kavita's like crying tears. She's like, "I played MASH and I got Usama as my husband." Dude, the whole class was like, Miss Swanson was like, "Class is over.
What the hell?
Everyone get out early. That is 9/11. Before 9/11 happened." That's how I was seen as like a not desirable object. Everyone knew Usama was not hot, weirdo. Nice guy, but definitely don't want him in MASH as the husband.
Now bringing it up, what was 9/11 like for you as far as all this?
Dude, compared to that MASH, I was like, at least there's another Muslim guy who's hated. That's great.
Right.
I'm the second shittiest Osama now. That's great.
Right. I guess it's kind of better. It's like right.
It was terrible. Obviously, it was like the beginning of like everyone being like, okay, fucking what the fuck.
Yeah.
But 9/11 for brown kids was bad, but if you were already lame, it didn't really add anything. You were already lame.
Right, it doubled down.
It doubled down.
Right.
Now there was like a patriotic edge to the beatings that were already happening, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway. But I mean, you weren't getting beat up, were you?
No. I mean, I just like to think about, you know, I'm so fascinated by people's experiences outside of my own, because sometimes I think I'm just so obsessed with what's happening to me. And then
Of
you talk to
course.
someone and they're like, oh, wow, people are just living completely different lives.
Everyone's not a white guy with studs in his ears? What the fuck?
This
There's
guy's
other ways to
so-
live?
This guy's so unique.
Wait, but when was your first girlfriend? When did you finally forget your first girl?
I didn't have a girlfriend till like my first, I guess like second year of college.
Damn, and when was your first time you fucked?
My first girlfriend.
Wow, interesting.
I was super religious and I was afraid of. I was
Me
so
too.
Afraid.
But was it a point where the religion was just a stopgap for you scared to talking to women?
Bingo, bro.
Bingo. I would use, sorry, I love God. I can't talk to
bro.
her.
Yes.
I can't talk. I love God.
And then like my friends would be getting like their dick sucked in like the bathroom of the church, and I'd be like, sinners. But deep down, I'm like, God, somebody suck my dick.
Please, somebody, even if it's a boy, somebody.
I'm like, please.
Jesus, priest. Here, you're like bending over the priest, like, hey there, Father Jenkins.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll sin. I would love
Pretty
to.
hot tonight, right, Miss Father Jenkins? Should we take off our robes? Father Jenkins is like, not you though. I'm not
What religion did you grow up?
Islam.
Okay.
So I grew up Muslim, and again, it was like that classic thing of like, dude, I can't fuck because it's not good. I don't want any pussy. No, it's with God. But then I got my first girlfriend in college, first freshman year.
Yeah.
No fucking. It was like a strictly like Muslim, because she's a Muslim girl too. And I was like, we can kiss. First time I touched her tits, I like ran away to my car, and I just looked at my hands like, deed has wrought such sin, right? But in a real way, dude. I was like, I am gonna go to hell.
No, I know.
And then I was like, okay, I'll do stuff, but definitely not sex. That's hell. And it's like, dude, only you're propelling this. No, like my mom didn't really talk about this.
I tell my mom this shit. She's like, what the fuck? I thought you were getting laid all the time. It's like, babe, I was.
I thought, because you took me to the church and then they told me, and you didn't fact check any of those guys. Yeah. So they think that they go to church and come back like, that was fun, right? Meanwhile, you're like, I'm going to go to hell. So my mom was like, why didn't you go to prom? Because you. What?
I didn't go to prom either, bro. Unbelievable.
Because you made it weird.
My mom's sitting there like, I was just trying to get you pussy. That's why I took you to church. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
I heard Jen was giving out blowjobs in the bathroom. I thought you could just jump
Get him in vacation Bible so we'll get this kid laid.
Is there a conversion camp for getting pussy? Like, not pussy to getting pussy? Let's get that conversion camp going, huh?
I was probably in it, still didn't get any. God damn, my mom was doing
your
her
mom
best.
trying to get you pussy all the time in church. You just can't get it. You just cannot. She's like, what is going on?
Well,
man?
dude, so now I have a ton of a ton of shame and shit around that. Where like, so like early on, like when I would fuck and shit, I'd be like, don't come.
Yes.
Because I thought it was like evil to come for some reason. Now I can't come as a man. I come
really?
very rarely. Yeah, I mean I can. But
Only on the Easter.
Yeah. Yeah, the Lord's Day. When he's reborn, I go, we'll bring him.
But now we're talking. It's a special day. Here's a treat for Tuck.
Yeah, but that shit really affected me deeply.
Of course, I had to undo a lot of Muslim guilt. The idea of like doing things being bad, and being like and penalizing sexual activity, took a long time.
Yeah.
But you know what I did once? I was like, end of college. I was like, you know what? Let's go all the way. Let's just figure out let's go anti-Islam completely. So I was like, I'm kissing a guy tonight at this graduation party. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking feel it. If I'm gay, I'll know I'm gay. Did I spin the bottle? I was like, come on, Lance, let's do this. It landed on Lance. I was like, all right, I see you, bro. Go to 7 minutes of heaven in the fucking, me and Lance. We're boys from class, and we're like, all right, got to kiss, I guess. And he's like, really? I'm like, we gotta do it. And then we start. I go inside. I kiss him, and I'm like, I want to vomit.
Yeah.
And I realized I was straight. I was like, I'm genuinely straight. I was like, this is disgusting. Ew. And Lance is like, still got 4 minutes. And I'm like, you're gay.
Gay.
Gay!
Well, I really respect that, bro.
Of course. Dude, I tried it, and I was like, no. And so now I know.
Yeah, this is another thing I like about you. I find you to be very open and like analytical about your decision making.
Try to, man.
And
Yeah.
you're not just like, you're not full of shit, which is something I really appreciate.
Thanks,
people.
buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know you well enough to say
I
the
can just
same.
tell.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
thank
don't
you,
really
bro.
know you that well either, but I can just tell.
But it's an interesting thing that we have a lot of the same, literally to the religion, down to the religion thing.
Yeah.
Very fascinating, dude. The fucking makeup analogous energy was crazy.
That's hilarious.
The Christianity, bro, it's a lot of the same.
Well,
Bro.
here's the thing I've been noticing. So I talk to a lot of horny guys that get laid on this show. And get this, a lot of horny guys that get laid grew up not being horny and getting laid.
Really? Are we outrunning something?
Yeah, who the fuck would have thought?
Dude, I remember when I came to New York and I was just like starting to get laid regularly, and I was like, this is my fucking life. My whole life was comedy and getting laid. That's all I thought about.
Yeah.
And it became this rough thing of like, if a girl canceled the day of, I'd be like, it would destroy me. I'd be like, because I wanted to maybe meet and hang out and fuck. And my body was like feeling, or if a girl that left me on red or a texting energy didn't dissipate, it would just destroy me. I would be debilitated.
Same, yeah.
Because I'd be like imagining me without the ego of getting her to like me.
Yeah.
You know, and it was so brutalizing. You know what I'm saying? Until I read some books. I read some books and I fucking undid a lot of that neediness and kind of fucking that concept of like needing the person as a springboard for your own self-esteem.
Yeah, tell me more about that. What books are you reading? What do you learn? Because I think that's something everyone could
Sure,
do.
sure. The books you start with are not the books you need, okay? So Neil Strauss's The Game, stupid. Don't read it, okay? It's also a storybook. It's only just stories about his pickup. It's not even good. We all read The Game.
I read like a chapter and I was like, I'm even not gay enough.
Because it's about his self-flagellating journey about getting pussy.
Yeah.
So there I was, getting pussy. You're like, what about me? Fuck you, dude. I'm getting pussy.
He should have had a podcast. God damn, what
Jesus.
are you doing, Neil?
Right? So there was like this whole POA thing back in like the early aughts to like mid-aughts of like, you know, like wear a weird hat and learn magic tricks and trick women into liking you or whatever. Stupid. And men to the fucking nines were doing it. Then I read like Law of Seduction by Robert Greene.
I read that too.
Come on, buddy. I'm being real here.
Me too.
Poeticize your presence, hot and cold. You know what I'm saying? Be near and far, all that stuff, right? But then it talks about, okay, anyway. Then you learn about Victor Hugo, the writer of Miserables. He would like have like different hoes on different floors of his house. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Nothing but respect.
What's up? You would just fuck around. You would just fuck vertically and throughout the night. Anyway, French people, dude. So that kind of is not a bad start. You kind of learn about just like energies. The books you need to read are like Book of Pook, and that talk about you living your own life as the means to the end, not you getting women, and then Models by Mark Manson. These are the only two books I think you should read.
I'll read
the stuff I'm saying right now is a lot of it's from Mark Manson's book. The lack of neediness, the high vulnerability. All he does is talk about how stop putting it on them and just put it back on yourself.
Right.
Instead of being like incelly about it on Reddit, like, oh, these fucking bitches only want assholes. He breaks down all that concept. Like, what does that even mean? And why should you not care about that fucking stupid shit?
Yeah.
It's very good. I highly recommend you also read it too. It's good.
I'll absolutely check it out.
It kind of really reconfigured how I look at just my own self-esteem in the context of dating.
Were you struggling with that before? I struggle with that sometimes too. I think I'm doing a better job of it now as well, but especially early on.
It's tough, bro. It's like if a girl, because when you win, you're like, oh, dude, it's rocks. And if she's cool, then again, it's not all destructive and horrific. There's connection, genuine connection, but it's all steeped in this need to acquire.
Yeah.
If I consume this woman, I will be awesome.
Yes, bro. Yeah.
It's so fucking.
Well, then you know what I do, man, is I get so obsessed with the validation of women where like if I pull like a beautiful woman, then everything I do from that point forward is like just whatever she says, and I just like listen to her. I don't make any of my own decisions anymore, and which then in turn makes me use her as like a like almost like a scapegoat for my own decision making.
Oh, dude.
You know?
Yeah, you start syncing up with her period too. You know, you become her. Your butt starts bleeding every month.
Yeah,
you become a woman.
It, babe. Finger it.
Babe, we're doing it. Should we? You have to, and she doesn't like that.
No,
right?
you know, and most women are like, they can feel you doing it. I'm just so obsessed with beautiful women. It's sad. I'm so embarrassed by it sometimes.
I was walking just towards this podcast studio, and then just people just like emerging, like angels, like little Latina angels, and I'm like, oh God,
little Latina angels. We are in the damn Latina angel capital.
Damn it, dude. Then you see all those like little like fake bisexual boys like trying not to look too. They're like, I don't even care. Oh. You know? And all they want to do is bang Julio from the auto shop.
A real man.
And again, why do they do that? Why do they want Julio from the auto shop? One, okay, he's not here. All this head shit nobody likes. Well, I'm smart. Who gives a fuck? You know? He says what he means. Man, high vulnerability. He doesn't need it. He's not needy. He's not needy. Boom.
And
People
Do you think you learned all this from a woman, or do you learn this just from these books, or what happened? To
Both
make you look
too.
into this?
Both too.
Breakup or anything?
I feel like in the beginning, my first relationships, I was such a little simp, dude.
Yeah.
If my girl needed like Chipotle, I'd like skip class to get Chipotle for her.
Yeah.
And then she'd be angry by the end of that date. I'm like, what happened? What is this?
Yeah.
And it's because I'm just like not being a leader. I'm just being led.
Yeah.
Women hate that.
Yeah.
Women hate that. Literally, you'll be like, what place do you want to eat at? They hate it already.
Yeah. Complicated creatures. God damn.
You know what? Just fucking can't live with them.
And do you think you're like authentically? I find my biggest piece of advice for everyone is just you got to be like authentically yourself.
100%, dude.
You feel like you're pretty good at that.
Pretty good. Sometimes toward the beginning, I was like energetically not maybe truthful.
Certainly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, okay, well, I know.
Shucking and jiving.
You're kind of like whatever I need to make this girl like me. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily lying, but maybe like little glances, little moments of like not disagreeing with when you actually do. You know, allowing her to kind of pop off in a way that you don't really find respectful. Be like, it's okay, just stay cool.
Yeah.
So we can secure the you know what. And it's a dark life, bro, because you're not being yourself.
And it's a hole that will never be filled.
It's a hole. Literally, again, the hotter the person in your mind, the greater the whole cock. CAULK. Yes. Filling. Wink. Coke. But eventually it dissolves, and that hole is still there. The only way you can fix that hole is by working on yourself and working on true self-love and true self-esteem.
Okay, and then to get off pussy just a little bit.
Ew,
dude. Nobody
dude.
Get mad.
Gay and get to what? The butthole, bro?
Yeah, let's get into some gay stuff for once. No,
last thing I'll say, love all people, love yourself, be respectful. Okay.
Certainly.
I feel like sometimes in podcasts we say random shit and we're like, how could you say that? It's all just love.
They don't fucking give a shit. If they're deranged anyways, the listeners, then they know it. I wanted to ask you a little bit about, the other thing we talk about on this podcast a lot is getting out there and pursuing your fucking dreams and being dogged about it and never giving up.
Hell yeah.
And I really respect you as an artist.
Thanks,
I want to ask you a little bit about your journey and how, did you ever think about quitting? You don't even have to talk about stand-up. Nobody cares about stand-up, but just the art form of expressing yourself.
Sure, of course.
And never giving up. Where do you,
bro.
sit in that? Do you feel like it's been a long road for you?
And also, it ties back into pussy.
Yeah.
Because a woman wants somebody who has ambition. Yeah. True ambition, not the ambition of like, cockroach type shit of just like, scuttling over people. But the idea of like true self-love and journey. Yeah, bro, you gotta wake up with some intent. That is what the first thing you can do to help yourself be more attractive is like, okay, work out, fine. Okay. Get your body healthier, right? But the second thing that should come right after is like, what the fuck do you want to do in this life? Truly.
Where you're pouring your life in.
What are you pouring your life into? People like do the first part a lot of times. A lot of dudes be like, working out, they eat healthy. That's a good part. That's a good thing to do, to be honest. But bro, unless that second part is there, you're gonna be half full. You gotta wake up every day and think about something you want to do for real.
And where do you think that came from in your life? Where at some point were you like, I gotta be something?
Well, I was like, I was a smart kid. I was getting A's and stuff. I was like, a brown little kid in Texas, being a good boy. But I was like, it was passive living. You know what I'm saying? I was just like passively excelling. My brain had the right neuronal complexes to be good at memorization.
You are smart. Neuronal.
What's up?
Let's go.
Dendrites.
I have no idea if that's even a word.
Probably not.
Sounds good.
But the idea is like, bro, the first 18 years, the only metric of how successful you are as a human being is can you memorize this thing and can you put it on a page and get A's, right? Yeah. The straight A kid was a very good kid, right? It was, get straight A's. But our education system is just memorization, right? So I didn't give a fuck about all that, but I was good at it.
Yeah.
But I remember doing like, you remember Facebook groups where you could like, remember this where it's like you can make a little Facebook group and like invite people to the group. I would write little essays, comedic essays, shitting on a shitty teacher or like making a stupid club, like the anti-club or something like that. Some sort of, these are my first comedy pieces, right? Yeah. And I would invite all the people from the school into the group so they can see my little fucking essay. So McSweeney's. And I'd always get like compliments. And I'd be like, oh, that was so funny, dude. Oh, Miss Riley does suck. Oh, fuck her, And that was the first moment of like, oh, dude, I remember being like, I don't give a fuck how long this takes. I would like spend the whole night making it. Yeah. And I've never found that with anything else, like of me wanting to do it. Yeah. With all schoolwork, I was just good at it. But with these comedy pieces, I was just fucking doing it. And then, bro, we had this test coming up that no one was ready for. No one. And so everyone's freaking out, right? It was, again, this is a very high-level school district, so big tests are like drama, right? And we were all like, Texas was in December and there was no snow. So I was like, y'all, I'm going to do a snow dance where you take your clothes inside out and dance. Have you heard of this thing?
No.
It's called a snow dance. So if you want to call for snow, you put your clothes inside out and you start dancing. It's like a little fucking ritual, whatever people do. Right. So I did it and I filmed it and I did it to this song, this famous Bollywood song, It's the Time to Disco. Danced like a fucking idiot. Was very funny. Then the next day, there was school. We still had to take the test, right? But the video went a little mini viral.
Okay.
Of me I'll show you the video. It's me just in high school dancing, right? And then Xenia Farouk.
Ooh, she sounds like a babe.
Love her. I'm good friends with her still.
Good Lord.
Xenia comes up to me. She's like, funny video. That was really funny. Yes. When I say Usama was born that day, light and wind.
He said, am I funny? Okay.
Harry Potter when he finds the right wand and the light comes. Whoa! That was something, bro. That changed my life.
And is your family like, were they supportive of it at first? Or
No.
a lot of roadblocks in that regard?
Absolutely. They didn't know. Oh, I was trying to be funny all through high school. I became the funny kid. But in college, it took me till junior year to find stand-up.
Yeah.
But I was kept it a secret until I got into med school. I was going to go to med school in Texas A&M. Deferred it secretly by making a fake disease my mom had. My mom found it later, beat the shit out of me.
No way. Wow, you really went for it.
I went for it because you can defer for a year after getting into med school if there's like a issue in your family. I made this whole fucking thing up because I wanted to not do med school and just make money in case I wanted to do comedy.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure yet. I was very scared, either path. And it was like my whole life has been indoctrinated, don't do anything outside of the norm, right? So I was like, this comedy thing I was doing, but very, very sneakily and very, very like, I don't know if this is going to be fucking anything. I can't even begin to believe this.
Right.
Then I watched this documentary. Highly recommend if you're a, what is it, horny guy who's weird?
Practical Advice for Weird Little Guys.
Yes. Jiro Dreams of Sushi.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Watch it, but really watch it. There's a scene, dude, where he talks, really get into the guts of this Japanese guy.
I love it.
There's a scene where he talks about all I want to do is get better at this thing, sushi, never quite reaching the top. That doesn't matter. I just want to keep getting better and better and better. And it just clicked. Everything just fucking clicked. Like, whoa, that whole concept of it's not about the acquisition, it's about the doing of the thing is the thing. And that reconfigured the whole thing. I bought a New York ticket that day. And like during the credits of the fucking movie, and the next day I told my parents.
I love it,
crazy, bro. It was crazy.
Deferred medical school and shit. You really swung the bat,
dude.
Can we get a fucking little noise in the studio audience for that? That's fucking. You're awesome, bro. I really respect the fuck out of that.
Thank you.
It's very frightening, and I know, especially with your family being like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
That can be really hard to do.
It was crazy, dude. It was really crazy. It was crazy, dude. I mean, but back then when really. You have to have blinders. You got to be kind of naive to follow a dream for real. If you think of all the factors, it's stupid.
Yeah,
it's a dumb investment.
Will never make any sense.
Absolutely. No. But also the fact that you're alive makes no sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start there. So is me doing comedy more insane than one sperm getting to the egg and becoming a person? Meanwhile, millions of deaths. Okay, that's crazier than this.
Yeah, it's really not that crazy.
Right. Compared to the one sperm is what?
It may be stupid, but it ain't crazy.
Right? So I was like, bro, nothing is crazier. Nothing you can choose is crazier than one sperm finding the egg and it being you.
Yeah.
You fucking insane?
You might as well take a fucking swing at this.
What's up, dude? Because you started as a winner. You started as a fucking winner. The other fucking lame bisexual sperm that was like, I don't know, you should go ahead. He dead.
And we are an anti-bisexual podcast, make no mistake. Fake sexuality. We don't believe in open relationships, and we don't believe in bisexuality. And a shout out to all the theys, thems, queers, blacks,
love
Jews,
ya.
Everyone except the Zionists, folks. What a great interview portion of the show already.
Much love.
We're going to go ahead and get into some fucking...
And real quick, I apologize to interrupt, dude.
Let it rip,
all love. Just be loving. Work on yourself. Again,
yeah, that was a joke as well. We love the bisexuals. I'm actually a huge fan of bisexuals, and I be sleeping with them.
You're right, and you always wrap it up when they have pink hair. Okay, because they be banging dudes who be banging dudes. which is fine.
Which is fine. By all means, we're all going to get herpes one day. All right, let's go ahead and get to some listener questions. And yes, folks, it is the first episode back, and you people forgot I existed and did not send any questions when I asked. So these are from Reddit. But suck my big fat hog. We're doing the best we can on this goddamn show. I'm going to read we got 5 of them here. Feel free to, we'll just get into it. The first one, I actually love this question, was who is better in bed, Republicans or Democrats?
Yeah, it's good. Centrist pussy. You know what I'm talking about?
A rare find.
Give me that neocon.
I didn't include libertarian in there either. Very rarely do you meet a libertarian.
Come on, buddy. Really? Is this okay for you? Is this good for you? Is this good for you?
I gotta be honest, I gotta go with Republicans with all due respect.
Yeah.
I have slept with a couple Republican women in my day, and they do have that dog in them.
They're doggy, you know? They're doggy, dude. And again, listen, it's a causation fallacy. There's crazy, you know, black witches are Democrat, and they're crazy as well. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to find subsets in each group that are crazier. Like if you find... you know, like Republicans, like young women Republicans would be insane.
Yeah.
But like a 35-year-old Republican, would that be that crazy? Or like a 42-year-old Republican?
Right, yeah.
Probably normal, right?
Yeah,
Nebraskan woman, right? Democrats, you know, you got like the fucking, you know, blogger type. She's not gonna be that great. But then the sort of like, you know, I'm a witch. She's crazy.
Those chicks go for
Are insane, right? So I guess, you know, my favorite, but I'll be honest, some of my favorite happenstances of sex of all time have been queer women.
Yeah, same.
Because they're just a little crazier. Sometimes when they come crazy, they go because they have no blocks.
Yeah, they're more willing to just have a nice time instead of like, what are we doing here? They're just like, I'm here to have a blast.
Say what you will about white women,
They do,
and do say, but they're godless, which is very good for sex.
Preach. Say what you will, but the white women will be burning in hell. But
They
while
don't
they're
have
here,
that thing above them that minority women do. Like, is this? There just is. Couple that with a lot of self-love from Daddy-O, from old J.P. Morgan Daddy-O, and all of a sudden you get a fucking vortex of puss.
you get a white woman who's a graphic designer, and she will destroy your life.
And she wants to graphically design you with her juice. Respectfully.
Incredible. Yeah, respectfully. You know, it's all fun and games here, guys. All right, we got another one here. This is actually a lot of these are election based, and you know, this will come out in a couple of days. Whatever. Okay, this guy says, my girlfriend and I were watching the election last night, and after Trump won, she became very depressed and started drinking with her friends. As the night went on, I stayed back at my apartment, and she went to her friend's place down the hall. I went to bed around 3 a.m. and woke up at 4 a.m. to her sobbing, saying, "It's over."
Jesus.
This morning, she told me she kissed another guy last night.
What
and
the
I don't
fuck?
know what to do. We've been dating for a year, and I see a future with this girl. How
Jesus
can I work on getting
Christ.
past this? Let me guess. White woman.
Every time. And you know what? The dark thing is, she doesn't think she did anything wrong.
Yeah.
She think it was the election. Babe.
She was like, Trump got me again.
Because that excuse becomes, well, it was Veterans Day. I had to fuck your brother.
It's Amazon Prime Day.
It's
I had
Amazon
to grab
Prime
a hog.
Day.
Get it for cheap, delivered.
You know, minding my bush eating on Arbor Day. You weren't there. Uncool, obviously. Cheating is fucking the lamest thing you can do to somebody. One of the absolute horrific things, because it's completely one of the true wrong things on earth.
Yeah.
Just unequivocally. What's up?
I've never done it, not to brag.
I have.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
I did it once.
I know.
I did it once in college. I didn't want to bring it up.
Unreliable narrator.
I was hoping you'd be like,
unreliable narrator as fuck. Hilarious, dude. I did it once.
I always thought you were going to say no.
I have to be real to my people here. This is my podcast now. Like, take you out. Listen, you need a fucking truth teller here. Dude, so bad, bro. And you know what? The truth is, if she did it then, she probably did it before too.
Yeah.
This is not the first time. The election is just she feels like she told you because, in my mind, she told you because she thinks genuinely you won't get offended. But before, she hasn't told you because she thinks you would get offended.
Yeah.
She thinks the election day or something for some reason. Because to them, white women, this is the true trauma. Palestinian bodies exploding, who cares? But Kamala not winning is the true trauma, right? This happened 8 years ago too.
No, I
swear to God, repeat. And they think that is so superseding of anything that they are allowed to cheat.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And at the end of the day, bro, part of me wants to be like, it's just a make out, who gives a shit, whatever.
Right.
People do that. But he's right. If she's doing that now, she's going to do it later. Get the fuck out of that relationship.
Please do.
And if you don't get out of that relationship, you learn a lesson that you're going to learn now. So either learn it now or learn it another time.
Absolutely, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry that happened. Okay, here's another fucking hilarious one. This is crazy. These people are nuts. So last night, me and my girlfriend got into it. We were having sex as usual. Nice.
Missionary. Two pumps.
Yeah, I came inside of her.
Nice. Again.
Now it's weird. I know how semen works, and if you don't jack off or have sex all the time, you have more. I think this guy's 17. But my girlfriend said she has never seen a man come so much in one go. Is that a compliment or just a weird comment?
That's definitely a compliment.
Yeah. Can I say this, though?
What's up?
Don't be asking the internet that question, you absolute bizarre freak. What the fuck are you doing? Keep that
Where else would they ask it, buddy?
Right.
Huh?
Right.
Even Cumtown laughed him out.
Right. Good. Fair
Okay?
point,
Because Cumtown's no longer a town. It's Cum Metroplex.
Right.
It's a Cum City now.
Right.
They really don't have time for you. Right. We do.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice having a big load. I don't come enough to really remember that that's a whole thing.
That's interesting that you don't come, dude.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
When you fuck, you don't come.
I mean, I will, like, once I got a really, like,
whoa.
Woman. It's fucked up.
It's definitely a mental concept, right?
It's a mental concept, but then you know what it is I fuck for just like hours, because I never fucking nut. So then I get caught up in like the performance of it all, and then sometimes I don't want to come. I just want to fuck for a long time.
Damn, dude.
And then I had to really get to know someone to be busting consistent.
Busting consistently.
Or you got to lay me down like a plank.
Another name for this podcast, right? Busting consistently.
Hopefully, parentheses, hopefully. Yeah, I don't know.
Bro, that's what's a wild thing. I think girls like the cum loads because it's a physical description of how much you wanted them. Mm-hmm. I think the main thing in sex, where all the fantasies come from, where all the hard sex ideas come from, they want to feel desired. Yeah. And so you coming a lot is like, again, like, oh, you desired me this much load.
Yeah.
That's what my concept of why they like it.
Yeah. Congrats to you, bro.
Good stuff.
Hit my DMs and let me know.
I'll see you on Apex Legends later, obviously, because you have no how.
Yeah, get on the fucking headset and ask the boys that next time. Don't be right into the pod or right
That's
on
it. That's
Reddit.
a like as you're getting loaded on in Fortnite type conversation. Not a
fellas, real quick. My chick said I be busting huge loads. Is that dope or is that dope?
Means you're gay, dude. Anyway, all right, let's go.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, dude. I'll probably respond to the Reddit with that, and hopefully you guys will like that. Okay, here's a fucking another good one. I broke up with my partner, 34 female, broke up with my partner, 36 male, of 1.5 years after he casually mentioned last night that he didn't vote and that he hasn't in over a decade.
Damn.
Well, a decade's a long time.
It is.
What would you do?
Okay. Is that the only thing that bothered you about him?
That was all that was in the post.
Because it can't be that.
That can't be it.
That can't be it.
No way that's why you broke up.
Because if it is, then thank God he doesn't have to date you anymore.
Yes. And also, babe, if there was an election not to vote in, it's this one. These people are both fascist
horrific
sociopaths. And
Jesus.
I kind of respect him. But I will say 10 years without voting is sort of not exercising your liberty in a country where that's what we have.
It's pretty important to vote, y'all. I mean, I'm a Canadian citizen. I can't vote.
Right.
But I vote in the Manitoba primaries. I don't, but wouldn't that be great if I was that politically engaged? Listen, Jacques Pierre. Of course, we have to get Jacques Pierre up. Dude, you got to vote. I understand that, but what the? You didn't talk about politics.
Exactly a year and a half. He never mentioned. I brought up on a first date 16 hours ago. What the hell is this guy? It's either you're not communicating or he's not communicating.
Politics didn't get broached once.
Yeah.
In the 1.5 years that you're hanging.
Yeah.
Was you just fucking so much that y'all didn't talk about?
Yeah, which sounds awesome. Now don't break up.
You found one. Yeah, it's the oil spigot keeps going. Right? But I think that's on both their parts. Like, it's on you if it's that important to you. Voting and political engagement. You should have brought it up before 1.5 years in.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I understand the voting is important, but it is his fucking choice. And my big belief is a vote is earned. And especially these two candidates, they probably didn't fucking earn it. So
I don't think so at all. You're right.
Fuck these people.
The idea and literally the establishment liberals who love to be like, fuck you for not voting for Kamala. It's like, dude, you just wanted to win.
Yeah.
You just wanted your little win. And that's not what this is about, right? This is about human beings and life.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I think it's fucked up that you broke up with him, but I assume you did that because he probably did something else to you.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
So congrats to you for getting out of it, I guess, or boo-hoo on you for...
Did you find like a sticky MAGA hat in his closet or something? You know, that would make sense.
He's like, I don't vote, but I do beat off to the wardrobe he wears.
Damn, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's tough, babe. Good luck to you. But
good luck. It
start
sucks.
Communicating that earlier on in your day.
I would in the next relationship, definitely, if that's really that important to you, definitely communicate.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that happened. You know,
incredible. All right, let's get one more here. This one's also hilarious. This is a perfect for the title of the show, the practical advice for weird little guys being cool. Too long of a title podcast. This woman says, "I've been feeling not as interesting or as cool as my boyfriend. He has definitely lived a fast life, and recent years has been settling down. I can't help but compare how different our life experiences have been. We relate a lot to each other and understand each other, but sometimes his experiences make me feel inadequate. He doesn't do it intentionally, and I don't think he even knows I feel this way. He has reassured me that he does like me, and he actually likes that I was a bit more tame than he was. I just find him to be so fascinating, and I can't see him thinking the same about me.
Fuck.
Why is he with me? How do I get over this insecurity?" An incredible question.
You know what? Heart goes out to you.
Yeah.
I've been the other on both sides.
Same.
You know,
Yeah, same.
and that insecurity is very real. But the truth is, if he didn't want to be with you, he wouldn't be with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's there. He's present.
Yeah.
Now, again, we don't get the whole picture with these questions.
Right.
You know, is he there? Does he seem bored?
Yeah.
You know, do you get a vibe if you're hanging out? They're like, nothing's exciting him when I'm talking. Like when you're talking, does he stay engaged? Is he locked into you? That's the only thing that really matters in terms of relationships. Is like when someone talks, is the other person actually giving a fuck? Because that means the person thinks you're interesting.
Yeah.
So I would look at that, and if that's there, then everything else is there.
I would also say, he's probably with you because he doesn't want to be that guy anymore. And so
Right.
you should kind of think of it as a good thing that he's gotten that out of his system, because most men, the problem is they want to go back to being that absolute fucking psychopath.
But also, how does he say the stories? How does he say it? Is he like, yeah, then I fucked 5 women at the same time? Anyway, babe. Or is it like, and then I fucked a lot of people. It was like a lot. You know, how is he saying these stories?
Yeah.
As like, I wish I was back there, or that was crazy, but Jesus, thank God, I'm done with that. Like, look, his energy should tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Of what the vibe is.
And he's 36, you said. He is done with
Yeah.
that period. I can barely get out of bed anymore, let alone...
This guy can't even jizz, dude.
Yeah, I can't come.
This guy
let
can't
alone
even jizz.
I mean, he's doing just fine. I wouldn't be too worried about it. But I would love to jizz. God damn.
Oh, man, that's
This poor woman last night was like, "You don't come?" I was like, "Yes, babe, leave me alone.
I'm sorry.
I'm doing my best.
You have to be special.
Yeah. I'm like, wait till you're the one, though. You know, it's so embarrassing.
It's a juice fest, then.
Incredible. All right, guys, that's the end of the fucking episode. Another absolute heater. It's a pleasure to be back. Usama, thank you so much for coming on. You're so fucking funny.
Dude,
the kid
likewise.
is handsome.
Much
plug
love.
your dates, plug your sites, plug your socials. Do the whole thing here for him real quick.
Thanks for having me, bro. Much love. Likewise.
Much love. That
Good
was a
energy.
blast.
Such a fun time, dude. Even though you almost canceled, bitch, 7 times.
I never would. I would. Election or not.
The last thing I'll say, guys, just be loving to yourselves. Be easy on yourselves. Don't penalize other people for your issues. Women are great. Men are great. Women suck. Men suck. All right,
Amen,
so
bro.
that's what it is. And just try to live a loving life and with good friends. Start having a good friendship too. Find friends before you find validation. Good friends will fix a lot of things.
Amen.
Anyway, at Usama Stands Up, USAMA Stands Up. Follow my podcast with my best boy Pranav at Your Mango Bay, YOURMANGOBAE.
Great pod. Love Pranav too. Hilarious.
My guys. And just fucking be loving, dude. That's it.
Incredible. Y'all know the motherfucking deal. Thanks so much for tuning in. Shout out to all the theys, thems, queers, blacks, Jews, everyone but the Zionists. Tune in next week for another absolute heater.
And you fake bisexuals who have never fucked a girl.
Yeah, fuck those guys too. Thank you.